Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel if you are new. Hello, my name is V. I'm going to be posting one video a day up until December 25th. If you are new to my channel, make sure you turn on your post notifications, subscribe to my channel. I'm going to be doing tons of giveaways, and in order to be on top of those giveaways and the videos that I'm creating for you guys, you will need to turn on your post notifications. I'm going to be announcing the winners in the community section of my channel, so make sure you have those posts turned on so you do not miss out if you are a winner. For today's video, I'm going to be doing a very simple set of Christmas nails. I wanted to keep it simple just to kick off the Christmas season of nails. So I'm really excited. Now let's get right into it. Getting right into today's video, I am actually going to be double tipping these nails. I always forget to record the tipping process, so I figured I would show that to you guys, especially since I am doing something a little bit different. I'm going ahead and using the Makartt tips. They are linked in my Amazon storefront. I will forever love these. They are faux sculpted, which means they are really straight. They don't really have a curve to them, and they are square, which makes a good tip for any shape. So I'm going ahead and applying that with my Young Nails brush on glue. I love this glue because it dries so fast, which makes for a speedy process. So I did want to mention that I am using the correct size for the first tip that I'm placing on the nail bed, on the nail plate. And then I am sizing down one for the extra length. They do taper in just slightly towards the end, so you don't necessarily have to have them the exact same size. So I'm just using my nail tip cutters and just cutting off any excess tip. I do want them, on the longer side, but I also don't want them to be that long. And then I'm just gonna go ahead and start shaping them out. So for this step, I am taking my Tammy Taylor peel and stick file, and I'm basically just wanting to square those off and make sure that everything is nice and straight, because the second tip that I placed on there is a little bit wider. You just want to make sure everything is nice and straight. If you don't have smaller sizes or you want to use the exact same size, just take your nail tip cutter and cut the sides of it off. I believe I showed that in one of my videos where I double tipped my own nails, so I'll link that if I did show that. Now moving on to the acrylic application, I am starting off with French Kiss from Not Polish. It is such a pretty red, very, very vibrant and definitely opaque. I am using my acrylic brush from Not Polish as well. It is a size 12, and I'm using my Profiles Backstage Monomer for today's video. So I'm going ahead and applying that onto the nail. I'm not creating any extra thickness. I just want to make sure I have a good even layer of that product, making sure that no areas show that tip, and just making sure that my application process is nice and smooth. So for the ring finger, I am going to be doing a very low ombre. This is definitely one of those things that this year was trending. I think I created this look on one of my clients and I fell in love with it, but I know a lot of people like their nails to be super, super perfect. So this definitely isn't a look for everybody, but I love it. So I'm using a very small amount of that red color and applying that in the tip. and just really blending it up, going up towards the cuticle area, and then I'm going in with my nude color, and I'm using very small beads of this. When creating ombre, I freak out, especially with long nails, just because I feel like it's harder to get that nice ombre. So I like to work with smaller beads, which means I can just layer on more product as I need to. If you are struggling with ombre, I definitely suggest this method. So always take that into consideration. You don't have to use really big beads. I feel like it's easier to fix errors with small beads versus a large bead. Once you have a lot of product on there, it's kind of hard to go back on that. I also have a how to ombre the easiest way video on my channel if you guys are interested in checking that out. That is a very great alternative also for ombre nails. Because I'm working with small beads and thin layers, I can go in and pack on more product if I need to. As you can see, I wasn't content with the ombre, so I'm just going in and layering more nude where I feel it is necessary. And then once I'm content with that, I can move on to the next nail. So as you can see, the red is right at the tip and it's barely ombreed, and I don't know, it gives that extra little touch of red without it being too crazy. So I'm going in and applying that nude color again onto my middle finger. This is going to be a full nude nail, so I'm just layering that on there again in a thin layer. I'm not packing on too much product, and I'm just going ahead and patting it into place while dragging it lightly on the sides, kind of to move it into place. And then I'm just making sure that everything is nice and smooth, that the thickness is nice and even. Now this is going to be one of our accent nails, and for that I'm using different kind of snowflakes. For this one I'm layering on some iridescent clear snowflakes, which just give that really pretty reflection, along with some little starburst or little star chunky glitter, and they give the same hues, which I love. This type of glitter paired with red matches so well, so I definitely love iridescent anything. I'm going to be layering on bigger, chunkier snowflakes as well. I'm honestly just placing them randomly, kind of hovering them over the nail to see where I want it to be placed. This is a nice technique, so you don't put it on there and then not like the placement. It's a lot easier to kind of picture it when you hover it over the nail like that, and then you can place it. So I'm taking the back end of my brush and just pressing it into that acrylic. Because it is still slightly wet, this will help. So the faster you work with this process, the better it's going to adhere to that nail. It's not extremely necessary to do this step. You could always just add a little bit of clear and pack that on there, but for me personally, I like to press it into that acrylic so that the nail isn't super bulky. And I'm just layering on little bits of mylar, and all the glitters will be linked down below. If I can't find them, I will try to find alternative versions for you guys so you guys can get those. Now I'm going to be doing another red nail onto the index finger. Because these nails were so long, I kept forgetting that I needed to get more product. So you can see that it didn't make sense. I just put the smallest amount on there, and then I had to go in with a bigger bead. So I'm just going in and applying that very carefully. Red can be pretty tricky to work with, but I really do love this one from Not Polish, as it's super easy to work with and it doesn't bleed all over the place as you normally get with certain red acrylics. So I definitely recommend it. Now, as usual, I like to recommend a design to do on the thumbnail as if I were to doing it on a client. I would probably most likely do maybe another ombre nail, and on that ombre nail I would probably encapsulate some more snowflakes. I feel like that would be really pretty. It would break it up and it would go really well with this design. So definitely a very low ombre, again with some snowflakes. I'm going in and encapsulating these nails. I am using my clear from Not Polish for this step, and I honestly am just applying it randomly. There's no specific way of me applying my encapsulation clear. So I am just taking that powder and applying it where I need to apply it. Obviously, you want to add the thickness that your client wants or the thickness that you prefer in this step, so make sure you are being aware of that. This helps even out any bumps or any imperfections with your first layer of acrylic, and this is a step where I definitely focus on the most to make sure everything is nice and smooth. Now, don't forget, when encapsulating chunky glitter like this, you really want to press it into any creases, any chunkiness that you have. You definitely want to pat it in there very, very well so that you don't have any air bubbles. A nice little trick is grab your brush that has a little bit of monomer on it and just wipe it over the surface that you're going to be encapsulating, and it helps glide the acrylic on there easily, and it does help prevent air bubbles. So I hope that helps you guys if you are struggling in that area. Once everything is nice and dry, I am taking my Kiara Sky rechargeable e-file, and I have her at about a speed of 7,000 to 8,000 RPMs, and I'm using my 5-in-1 bit from Kiara Sky as well, and I believe this is a medium grit. I'm just going lightly around the cuticle area, making sure everything is nice and flush. I do try to perfect my cuticle area as best as I can so I don't have to do a ton of filing, but this really just helps make everything nice and smooth. So now I'm going in with my peel and stick file once again and just filing the sides of the nail. And for today's video, I did feel like hand filing for whatever reason. So I'm using that same file and going over the surface of the nail, making sure that everything is nice and smooth, there's no ridges, and that the transition from the cuticle area down to the tip is nice and smooth. And I'm gonna go ahead and repeat that on the rest of the nails. Now, don't get tired of me saying this, but turn the hand around so you can look at the nails from the client's perspective. Again, for the 100th time, you want to make sure that you're looking at them from a different angle because sometimes the client can see some things that you might not catch from your perspective. So always turn the hand around, and now I'm just scoring off the shape, looking at any imperfections they might have and fixing them at this point. Now I am buffing with my sponge buffer from Profiles Backstage. My love for this buffer is so deep. I love it because it definitely smooths everything out so smooth. So definitely recommend if you guys are looking for some bomb buffers. I was using my dust brush from Kiara Sky and then cleansing the surface of the nail with a lint-free wipe and some swipe. Now I am top coating these bad boys, and of course I am doing matte. You want to cure this in the light for at least 1 minute. I like to do 2 just to be safe and make sure that it is nice and cured. This matte top coat is the best out there, so definitely recommend it if you're looking for matte. So this is what it looks like shiny. Definitely love it, but like I say all the time, for pictures, I love my matte. And then I'm popping that in the light for you guys again for 1 minute. And this is the final result. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know what you guys think down below. Do you prefer shiny or do you prefer matte? I'll catch you guys next time. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel if you are new. Hello, my name is V. I post nail tutorials